Thank our Lord Jesus Christ. We pray. And it's hard. I mean, you pray, you feel horrible for the victims. You know, God always has a plan, and my heart goes out for the family of the victims. At the same time as, you know, what our deputies do day in and day out, we always live in that zone that we're praying, because we can't control every situation, but at the same time our God does. And today he let them go home. He's going to let our deputy go home and our canine go home safely. You know, I want to thank all the deputies out there. Their heroism was phenomenal. It shows the training comes through. It shows the type of people we hire here. It shows that our citizens, your sheriff's office, your deputies are phenomenal people. The heroism they performed out there was incredible. I want to thank Fire Rescue. Pasco Fire Rescue is incredible. Again, they're our partners out there. They do an unbelievable job. You know, the medical staff of Bayonet Point, you know, they're treating our people, looking over the victim. Thank them for that, everything they're doing. And for the dispatchers, they're often the most unsung people heard about, but what they went through today was horrific. What they had to listen to, and then people remember, they go back to another call. After this call is done, they're going on and on. So the dispatchers did a great job. And I want to thank FDLE, Special Agent in Charge Mark Brunel, for being here with us. FDLE is going to be taking over the investigation of the shooting with our members involved in it. So all information right now is still preliminary. Around noon today, at the intersection of DeVista and Sawtell Street, there were a male and female that know each other. They were clearing a lot of land. They had tools out there. They were about to clear a lot of land. We believe there was an unknown reason that the suspect, whose name is Aaron Rodriguez, his date of birth is 3/15/93. He gets irate, he gets upset, he starts threatening them, he starts yelling at the male and female out there. The male victim then calls 911. He says that both of them are being harassed by the suspect and they're being threatened by him. You know, this is where the tragedy really starts coming in. While he's on the phone with 911, the male victim is shot while he's on the phone. He collapsed at the intersection. It's just one of those things that you're just like, especially for the victim involved, the dispatcher, everybody, it's just a horrible scene that's going on right now. The female victim was also shot. She starts running down the street away from the suspect. The deputies arrive on scene. As soon as they arrive on scene, they start rendering aid to the male who collapsed right there at the intersection, and also to the female, and Fire Rescue is able to take her to the hospital. At some point during this, the deputies that are rendering aid to the male point to the house and say, "We believe the suspect's over there." At that point, there's 3 deputies, one with a canine. They start approaching the house. As they're approaching the house, the lead officer is the canine deputy with his partner. They see a gun. The other 2 deputies are to his right. One's carrying the shield with a gun, the other one has a long gun. The suspect has a gun. They start ordering the suspect to drop the gun. He does not drop the gun. Shots start being fired. During this incident, the canine handler gets shot. You'll see in the video that we will release. The canine handler shot, he goes down. Training kicks in for everybody. You're gonna see he pulls out his tourniquet to start putting the tourniquet on. The canine bravely starts jumping in front of him, protecting the handler. The 2 other deputies continue on the mission to make sure that the suspect doesn't start shooting again. After this is done, we were able to get our deputy to the hospital, the female to the hospital, and the suspect makes it to the hospital. Unfortunately, the male victim is deceased. He dies at the scene. I don't know right now the status of the female victim nor of the suspect. I can tell you is that FDLE will be starting the investigation. And I can tell you this. The suspect was out there causing problems. The suspect then shoots an innocent person. He then shoots another innocent person. He then goes into his garage, and when the deputies order him to drop the gun, he doesn't. I know in life we teach people stuff. We tell people, if you put your hand on something hot, like a boiling pot, your hand's gonna burn. If you play with glass, it's gonna cut. If you point a gun at a Pasco deputy, you're gonna get shot. And that's what happened today. There's no apologies, there's no sympathy. He got shot. And I feel horrible for the victims. And I will say this as somebody that defends the Second Amendment. There's no reason those two people should be dead. That suspect caused everything. But I will say this. This is why I'm a proponent for the Second Amendment. As soon as that guy pulled the gun on them, he should have been shot dead right there. It's horrific what happened. It's an absolutely horrible incident that occurred, and it all happened because the suspect did not, one, just be a normal person and allow people to go upon their business and clean a lot, their own lot. Second, when you get orders to drop a gun from a Pasco deputy, you drop that gun. It's that simple. He caused it all. He's going to deal with it. Whether he dies, he dies. Or whether he lives, he's going to be charged. And he'll spend the rest of his life in prison. Or he'll be charged and he'll get the death penalty. But his life will no longer be the same because of his actions today. But I do ask you all, pray for that family. It's horrific what happened. It's a tragedy that people were just cleaning a lot. It should never have occurred. It should never have happened. And it's all because of the suspect who will now deal with the ramifications in this life and the hereafter. So with that, any questions?
Chief, just to clarify, who fired first?
Where?
Who shot first?
The suspect shot at the people.
Shot at the deputies first?
That is still under investigation. He had the gun, but I don't care who shot first. You point a gun at one of our people, you're going to get shot. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Don't point a gun at a deputy. It's that simple in life.
So these two people, they knew each other. The victims knew each other. They were clearing like their own lot on their own land. This guy, was he a neighbor?
Yeah, he lived across the street from the lot, and so he just comes over. I don't know why, what led to it. It's still a part of the investigation, but he just walks over and starts yelling at them, causing it. The male calls 911. While he's on the phone with 911, this guy pulls a gun out and shoots him. And then he shoots the female as she's in the street. She runs away. He shoots that guy, and he's dead right there. Sure. After we try to render aid first.
These are obviously tough decisions, and you have to act fast. I know you said your deputy started, rendering aid to themselves. How do they make decisions in those situations? You said they saw a gun, they had to act quickly. Can you kind of walk that through? Right?
Yeah. So, and I'll tell you, when you see the video, it's I can say the words, but the video spells it out even better and shows it even better. Renders aid. He's shooting. He's firing his round. Obviously, he gets hit. He goes off to the side. You'll see in the video the gun goes off. I don't know what happened. The gun went out of his hands. He got shot. I don't know what happened. He goes down. He picks up his gun, and then you're going to see him put the tourniquet on. These are things that we train in our sheriff's office all the time for, unfortunately. Like, we have to train for the worst case scenario. He's training. You can see on the corner of the video, the other two deputies heroically with the shield, get the shield. One's up, one's with the long gun, moving into the garage. As they're moving into the garage, they're making sure that the suspect is neutralized, that he's not moving anymore, he's no longer a threat. After he's no longer a threat, then of course they're going to go back and help render aid to the deputy who's hurt. But they want to make sure, but no, it is, I get it. People are going to watch this scene. It's chaos. But for what we do every day in training, their training kicked in. That's why I said I'm so damn proud of our members for what they do, rendering aid to the victims out there, trying to make people survive, for fire rescue coming in there, for the dispatchers, for what they have to hear on the radio. But for them, for our deputies having to make decisive actions, they did one hell of a job out there. And our citizens should be extremely proud of them.
Sheriff, any indication if Rodriguez had a prior criminal history? Was this a violent guy?
Yeah, so there's some history. I know he was arrested up in Fairfax County, Virginia. There was something that occurred earlier, I think in November, and we'll get you that information. I didn't get it all right now. It's still, I know some things are still being worked through with the state attorney's office, but those are things that are still part of the investigation. But clearly something set this guy off today, and I'll tell you, there's a fine line between, and I don't know what his histories were. I don't know what happened there, but something set him off today. But his actions clearly were homicidal. His actions clearly were to harm other people, and that's unfortunately what he did today.
Sheriff deputies were not on scene yet when the first two were shot.
No, they were not. They were when the call came out, the call goes call taker to the dispatcher then starts sending it to deputies. Deputies are starting to move towards the scene. but they were not on scene when that male was shot.
Sheriff, this is like a neighborhood where shots were being fired. Could you talk about the setting and what the outcome given that this is a pretty populated area?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, if it's right at an intersection, I don't know where the school buses get dropped off right there or not, but you know, it's horrible. It happens at any time of day. We're fortunate there wasn't any other people, you know, walking around with little kids getting on the school bus. So yeah, you know, it's one of those things. It's unsettling for people, but the only thing that they can be rest assured about is that this neighbor ain't coming back tonight. He's not going to be coming back at all. He's either going to die or he's going to go to jail and then hopefully on the prison. If he gets the death penalty, he gets the death penalty. So they won't have to worry about him anymore.
Can you say any more about the two victims? Were they in a relationship, roommates, friends?
That's still part of the investigation. We don't know. The next of kin was notified for the male, but it literally just the notification just occurred. That's why I'm able to tell you that he's deceased, but I don't know the relationship.
Have you all run background on the weapon that the suspect used? Has it been used in any other incidents before?
Not yet. That's part of the investigation. That's why we're going to be out there for a while.
And Sheriff, you said the deputy is in the hospital right now. Any other details about what happened?
He was shot through and through. He'll be okay. He'll come back to work. Thank God. You know, we have our support network out there for him. We have the chaplains out there, and so for him and his family, and so him and his canine are going to come back. They'll be back on duty, and that's the thing is, you know, you take these brave women and men that do this job, go through horrific incidents, and they're going right back out there again. And you know, I know and I appreciate when everybody thanks the deputies. Please thank our families. Our families have it way worse than we do, because our families are the ones that send us off at the beginning of the shift, and like this, they don't ever want that call to say, hey, your loved one's been shot. So I ask you just pray for them family, but also more importantly than all of us is pray for the victims of the crime today and their family, that their lives are ultimately changed forever.
I also saw at the scene there's an arson unit there.
Mm-hmm.
Is that related? What's that about? What are you looking into?
I don't know. There may have been something in the garage that may have caused them to wonder what else is happening. I was focused on the homicide and the shooting, but there may be other things out there that, you know, the other part too is our detectives do multiple jobs. So it may say arson on their jacket or their truck, but they do multiple things. We're called upon to do many different duties in the Pasco Sheriff's Office, whether it's SWAT and deputy, or whether it's peer support and deputy, or whether it's you know, TAC med and something, you know, sniper and something else. We wear many hats, and we wear different jackets, and we have different things to say different things on them. All right. God bless you all. Thank you.